Hello, everyone. My name is Diana Simeon, and I brought you here today to talk to you a little bit about sleep. Do you ever wake up feeling like you're ready to go back to sleep? You think you had enough sleep last night, but you just feel so tired and you're just not ready to take on the day? Well, I want to talk a little bit about this and why it happens. I want to talk to you about the importance of sleep and what exactly sleep is. So, during the past week, I have taken the time to research sleep, look at many different sources, and just kind of get some information on sleep so that I could talk to you about it. So, I have some questions. Do you know how many hours of sleep you need at night? Do you know how we're affected by sleep deprivation? Do you know why sleep is so important to us? If you don't know the answers to these questions, I want to answer them for you. So we all know that we have a light sleep and a deep sleep. But did you know that there are actually 4 different stages of sleep? During the first stage is kind of when we just start laying down. We're kind of drifting off a little bit. We're still aware of everything. We're somewhere in between being awake and asleep. Well, this stage usually lasts anywhere from 10 to 15 minutes. And then you would move on to your second stage of sleep. So during this stage, you're drifting off a little bit more. You're not so aware of your surroundings, but you're still not completely asleep. Then you have your third stage. This is the stage where you're in between a deep sleep and a light sleep. You're not so much aware of your surroundings. You begin to relax. Your muscles are relaxed. You're falling into a deeper sleep, but not quite there, and it's really hard to be awakened from this stage. Then you have your fourth sleep, also known as REM, or rapid eye movement stage. This is your deep sleep. You are completely unaware of your surroundings. You pretty much cannot be woken up from this stage. You start to dream, and your brain is actually more active during this stage. So there's actually no particular order in which we follow these stages. So I used to think that once I fall asleep, I'm into a deep sleep and that's it, I wake up, right? Well, I was actually wrong, and I found out that you go through the stages in different orders. So you may start off at stage 1, 2, 3, and 4, but then you may jump back to stage 3 and just keep going back and forth between these stages. So therefore, you don't actually stay in that deep sleep throughout the night. You only stay in it a couple of times during the night. So during sleep, our bodies take this time to clean up everything that happened the day before. It also takes this time for memory, to help with memory. So we don't have a lot of studies that show exactly what our bodies do during sleep, but we do know those things. So there have actually been a study, well, the study that I researched was on a group of people. They had 2 groups of people. Both groups learned the same information, but one group took a nap after learning it, and the other group did not. So the group that took a nap, they actually found that they were able to recollect that information, and they actually learned it, where the other group did not. So I do have a quote from Potkin and Bunny 2012. It says, hippocampus-dependent memories are reactivated during sleep, and that this reactivation leads to strengthened memory traces. So our memory is improved with sleep. So our body also takes this time to repair and restore itself. So while we're sleeping, we're not using all that energy to do our daily activities. So our body takes this time to get rid of any toxins, destroy damaged cells, things like that. So it also takes that unused energy and stores it and replenishes it for the next day so that we have energy to move out the day. So now that we know what sleep is and what happens during sleep, I want to jump into how many hours of sleep do we need. So we've all heard the rule of thumb that we need 6 to 8 hours of sleep, but is this actually true? Well, yes, it is true. The average adult needs anywhere from 6 to 8 hours of sleep per night. But it's also not true because it's dependent upon your age. So young children and babies need way more sleep than adults. It's recommended that newborns have anywhere from 14 to 17 hours of sleep per night, whereas adults, this number decreases. So I have another quote for you. This is from an anonymous source from the year 2019. It says that 35% of adults in the United States report sleeping less than 7 hours during a typical 24-hour day. I'm pretty sure that we all fall into this category. So my next question to you is, why do babies and young children need more sleep than adults? Well, this is because children and young babies, they need this time to grow and develop. If you just think about it, babies are new to everything. They don't know anything. Everything that they see is something new. So they need this time during sleep to remember this new information. They also need sleep to grow and develop. Their brains are constantly changing. They're constantly changing. So that's why they need more time. So now that we know a little bit about what sleep is, what happens during sleep, and how much of it we need, I want to talk about what happens if we don't get enough sleep. Sleep deprivation. So I've had many sleepless nights. I maybe go to sleep late one night and wake up and I feel it. You start feeling sluggish, you don't want to do much, you're drained, you can't keep up that day. So this is one of the worst feelings for me. Without enough sleep, you're not thinking like you normally would, and it's almost impossible to focus. You would normally be able to do these things if you had a good night's sleep. I know that I become moody and I start being snappy at people even if they haven't done anything to me. It's just how it is. But not only does it affect these things, it can also affect your appearance. Because when you don't have enough sleep, you're not getting yourself ready the way you normally would. You may just throw on an outfit just to get out the door. But that can make you look really messy and sloppy, and that's just not good to show yourself to the public like that. So, with all of these things piled up, you put yourself at risk for safety hazards because you're not thinking clearly. You may accidentally have an accident. And you didn't even know it was going to happen because your brain is so foggy. So you got to remember that things like this can happen. I have another quote here from the same person, the anonymous 2019. It says, the common negative effects of sleep deprivation include feeling too sleepy during the day, accidents from lack of attention, mood changes, and changes in appetite. That's a lot. So I know you're thinking, just one day or just a couple of days without sleep can't really do much to me. But you're wrong. You need to get out of this mind state because not having enough sleep can start to affect your health. So I have another quote here from the same source. It says, sleep deprivation has also been associated with several medical conditions, including diabetes, heart disease, stroke, high blood pressure, kidney disease, and mood disorders. That's actually a lot of health issues, and they can become very serious very quickly. You're putting this strain on your body. Your body's not as strong. It's not able to do as much. You don't have as much energy, and your body just doesn't have enough time to even do these things because you're cutting it short. So also think about if you're always catching a cold, if you're always getting sick, catching the flu. This could also be a direct cause of sleep deprivation. Because without enough sleep, you're decreasing your immunity. And decreasing your immunity means that you don't fight off infections, bacteria, viruses, as well as you normally would. You just don't have the energy. So I just want to wrap things up now by asking you, have I answered your questions? During sleep, we go through 4 stages of sleep. We don't follow them in order, but we do go through them several times during the night. When we are sleeping, our bodies are working hard to heal itself. Adults need less sleep than young children and babies do. It's not healthy to deprive yourself of sleep. It can cause serious downfalls in your health. So I wanted to end this with a question. Is not getting an extra hour of sleep at night really worth it? Thank you.